Windowed mode is working out pretty well right now. I don't know. I might start doing it permanently. Oh wow, how did I not see that? Hey, Funny Toast. And thanks, Secret. Five Nights at Gaster's. I know what I just said about windowed mode. I'm gonna try full screen and see how it feels. No, I don't think I like X holding in pretty much any circumstance for dodging the red bullets. You can definitely make it work, especially more so starting from the middle, but I don't think that is the most consistent way. I might not have counted that one, but whatever. It's true. We find meaning in perhaps purposeless tasks, other than making it easier to live, I guess. For whatever reason. Don't know if that's what you mean. That is my interpretation. Thanks, Neon. We'll see, Zero King. Thank you. Is it me, or am I getting, like, difficult patterns on this one in practice, or am I debuffed? The only things I'm thinking about are just tap moving and trying to move as wide around the box as I can. Sometimes you can't really, though. And beyond that, occasionally I need to recognize that I have to rush through the pattern. I don't think I can talk and dodge at the same time at tight situations like that, though. In a run, I obviously wouldn't. But when I'm close to bullets that are like reticles, or you know what I mean, bullets aiming at me and I'm in a tight spot, it's usually dodgeable because they don't expand out that fast, but you have to be pretty aware. Hey, welcome back, Infinity. What's up, Endo? I did have a thought earlier about what if you start as close to bottom left as possible, then rush in the top left corner, and then slow move or otherwise like tap move straight rightward. Does that net the likeliest odds of like easy dodging? Perhaps? Because it makes it impossible for me to get, or for like the bottom left, or the bullets on the left side of the screen to catch up to me. Yeah, I'm not going to try to explain it. I think there is logic to it, though. There is soundness. But if there's bullets in the top right that actually are going to take a while to transition, or if bullets just, yeah, or they can be in the way, is what I'm trying to say. There's potential for bullets up high to be in the way if I rush to the top. Let's see, but then I could go like down left even, actually. Sometimes bullets will like kind of block me there too, but then I can even go double back diagonal, as long as I can tell what's happening. Did I say potential? I don't even remember. Probably. Seth and Aqua. Is there only one encounter, or are there multiple encounters? If so, I'm not sure which one. I remember Endo and I in Discord labbing out in the very soon after Chapter 5 came out, the Seth and Aqua attacks, I think? That was the last time I played it. There's only one? Okay. Then I do know it. It does include some tricky attacks. I can't really remember what they are. I just remember it was a bit of a problem. That was avoidable attack. I'm like dodging, not necessarily trying to dodge the instance. Like I'm somewhat trying to test the viability of certain pathing around the box. I don't know why I'm still doing that. I've said it so many times. I just cannot give it up. I want there to be a strat for the attack or something I can cling on to instead of just dodging the instance in whatever way feels sort of natural and not thinking about it too hard. But I think that's honestly what has netted me the best results over time. I don't think there's any aspect that can be greatly leveraged across all patterns. Besides being like on the left side, starting on the left side. That's really the only real thing. Oh yeah, I do remember that the first attack... Oh, that is dependent on what you got hit on or if you didn't get hit. I don't remember enough to be on that. Yeah, apparently the weather duo can give unfortunate patterns. I've seen some posted examples. I have never played Green's Omega, but I saw it posted in the challenge Discord. That is not good. It is not better than Orange's. The reaction time seems to be like a pretty high requirement for it to be consistent. It is a well-themed fight. Can I press 1? Maybe. Nope. Okay, that was good intuition. Don't know what I was locking myself into there for. Maybe I should hang around the middle more intentionally, or at least not be afraid to. Yeah, there's no universal rules. At least go where there's space, for one thing. I think that's safe to say. I've not tried Flowery hard mode. I don't know if I will. If one day I go back to more mods. The only mod I really plan on playing again, if ever, is Kaizo Knight. I'm sure I'll play mods at some point. But after I do this, I don't know. I'm probably going to be burnt out of Knight and wouldn't mind practicing full game for a long while. Prem Gerson fight went. I'm not sure if that's sarcasm, but maybe what we saw wasn't his prime. I never thought of that. But probably assume it was. I mean, it's like a dream, ideal version of some sort. Hey, welcome back, Sari. Yeah, I mean, it's just been so long that factors into it. I've spent a long time. Chapter 5 has came and went, and if I want to do this, I just have to accept that I'm probably not gonna feel like doing much more too similar to this after. Did I say idealized version? Yes, I think I did say. See, I was like not reading the pattern there. I was focused on what what wasn't coming towards me. No, I mean, with chapter 6 hype and all, it's not unlikely, Endo. True. Like Gerson, more like Gerson not holding back. I mean, who's... Yeah, it's probably safe to say he is. The way I approached that was not good. The times I found it most readable is when I rushed the most. It doesn't necessarily make it the easiest to dodge, like as in avoiding tight scenarios, but at least things like spread out more and are a little bit clearer visually. I think I'm gonna start doing it again. Just doing a fast circle around the box. But then again, there's patterns like that where that's the thing. That's what makes me want to go slow. The dense patterns where I can't do the full wraparound. This might just be a practice this attack stream all the full time. I'm not confident enough on this attack right now. I'll definitely get to practicing the knight at some point. I don't know if I'll do it immediately or quickly. I thought going in a diamond shape, starting from the bottom middle, was good at some point. Every time revisiting it, it does not seem good. I don't know how I ever thought. I mean, sometimes it does. I'm not really doing a diamond shape, though. It's more of a starting point for a revolution around the box again, but just being more focused on diagonal movements. Maybe there's something to be said. I'll try it a bit more, or something to be explored here. Don't think of it too rigidly. The potential man allegations. We probably couldn't win if some people didn't hold back. Well, I don't know. Might not be the reason. Why did I dodge it like that? Now, starting from not far left makes things overlap too strangely. Overall, I don't think I like it. That was the dumbest place to stand, probably. I definitely pressed one there. Sketchiest. If it's working. I mean, I don't have a strat. Nothing is working. I'm just doing the dodges. Unintelligent ones, maybe. That was stupid. On me. How did I get myself caught up top? Bad decision making. I'm actually achieving some level of flow with the game, even if my performance isn't like crazy. It feels like valuable gameplay. More or less vibe dodging everything. But I think the most I can do is just build up my general intuition on the attack. I would otherwise participate in a theory discussion probably. I want to take the focus where I can get it. Oh, that was dodgeable. I let my guard down for whatever reason, even though stuff is clearly around. Yeah, I can't let myself attempt until I'm like highly consistent at this, I don't think. I have to just think hard, but mainly soak in the gameplay. Highly aware gameplay. I think there's kind of like a Goldilocks timing to when I start moving. Like after letting several bullets turn red, then start. But not to the point of like I'm waiting to moving till the last second. I'm waiting to move until the last second. It always feels pretty awkward when I wait as long as possible to dodge. Even if it technically simplifies it greatly, it can get real bad on certain patterns. Maybe like start moving when the last, or like when the last bolt on the right side turns red, or the first bullet on the bottom turns red. Nothing that specific of a rule. Then I realized I reset the counter. It might have already been in 0. Not a big deal. Actually, no. I think moving early is overall better. But I don't want to progress in my revolution around the box that quickly, per se. But it is a good timing to start moving, yeah, when the first bullet turns red. Or thereabouts. I could have a flowery sprite next to that one. Or a flowery face sprite even. This attack is pretty crazy. I'm at a point I can't even come close to underestimating it. If anything, I'm trending towards overestimating it. It is hard to be super consistent at. I gotta be careful not to delude myself of like false things about the attack though. I'm stripping away a lot of like holding on tightly to things I thought before. I gotta be very careful putting it into words. It makes me like narrow my movement options. Maybe. Could all just be in my head, probably. Whatever way I'm thinking about it now, I am less in my head than before. And it feels like I'm actually downloading information per attempt at it. Whereas before, it was a lot more unfocused and unimpactful. That was the dumbest spot to... It was just like perfectly countering a tendency I have there of hanging close around a bullet that is kind of in my way. I don't know, maybe I can find a way to... I think I stop short in the bottom right corner a lot of times when I don't have to. Like, I could continue leftward through the pattern, and I just don't do that. But a lot of time there are, like, right there, downright moving snipe bullets that I can't actually beat, like, get ahead of. So much is case by case. Maybe there's a lot of times I could rush to the top right corner doing a revolution around the box. And then maybe I have space to work with, dodges, moves I can make on the right side. Bank on that being possible. Why though? Hard to give a reason. I would just feel very satisfied to know this was done in what I feel like is the hardest notable way. I don't know how to phrase it. This to me is like the max difficulty mode, beyond like truly adding custom values, lowering them even further. But at that point, like, why? It is more arbitrary at that point, but it already is not so arguably arbitrary. So I don't know. I just personally want to do it. I don't have an explanation. Okay, back to focus. What if I do just rush to the top right, actually, though? No way that's easy every time. I don't believe it. Those few patterns, though, looked pretty comprehensible and like some of the easiest shit I've ever seen. Suspiciously. Oh my god. Now what is this? See a new boot. Enjoy anything else. I will enjoy my everythingness. So that was just bad reading, but definitely dodgeable. Maybe I just wiggle around in the top right corner for a bit. Oh, that's like maybe what you just said. Yeah, linger. Like rush there and linger. I was earlier thinking of starting the bottom left, rushing upward, lingering for a split second, then going straight rightward. But this is actually, Inching downward whenever you would get... Yeah, infinity. I think that this actually might be the key. And you know what? This is... The funniest thing is, I have thought of this before as a strategy. This is like ancient stuff, but I actually did think of it this way, or conceptualize it at least for a moment before. Is there a reason I scrapped this? I don't see how this could necessarily screw me ever. Sometimes I might have to go wider to like wrap around the pattern out of necessity. And I'm not always able to linger there. It doesn't like lend itself towards that, but I know what to do if it doesn't. Yeah, I don't want to slow down at all getting to the top right. Should I even wait? It might even be better to just rush to the top right as soon as they explode. Like, even earlier than I've ever done it before. Because they should... Where they end up aiming shouldn't be a problem for me. And it might even give me, like, more space. I knew that was bad. I was, like, talking and not focused. You know, your Toho pattern recognition might be cooking here. I think this is my most liked strategy so far. What am I doing? I just like give up processing my positioning for no reason. I have no idea what I was thinking there. I just need to find a safe spot. I need to not bargain for my positioning whatsoever. If I'm trying to be in the top right anyway, like, who cares if I'm... Like, I might be forced to be immediately there, but that's not terrible. I can actually linger there for a second if I'm forced to be up there. So I don't think it's bad to make a habit of being toward, like, forced to be towards the right when they explode, rush to the left, then go to the top right. And I can even do like this like back and forth snaking thing, actually. Ooh. I don't know if I incremented there. I don't really care. I wasn't looking. Welcome back, Truffle. I might have slightly revolutionized how I think about this attack again. I'm not and again, not sure exactly the universalness. And I'm every time I talk, I start playing bad. So I might have to shut up. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up and see what works. That's what I've been trying to do for the past, what, almost hour on this one. I want to get a 50 in a row, at least, before coming back to attempts. I need to have a level of confidence that I think doing that again will bring. Oh, and experience. Like, it shouldn't be pointless. Oftentimes the hardest part is squeezing into a gap in the first half. think I could do better of where I decide to go after I am in the top right, though. Like, maybe doubling back could be a good choice sometimes, at least. Like, even if I go diagonal down left, if forced to, I could go down right very easily. Wow. That was one of the spicier patterns. There's definitely a more perfect rate I could be moving at, but it's just very hard to tell what in the moment that should be. And of course it's position based too. And yeah, Infinity was like guiding me to do this. And is just now relating it to the concept of misdirection. But Truffle, you might, like, I think you brainstormed this also yesterday. Or at least something similar about, like, going directly to the top right. Maybe I was thinking of doing it slowly before, but now I'm trying to do it fast, or almost as fast as I can every time. And it can get a little dicey, but it feels comprehensible, at least, to be on the right side. When, however the bullet spread is happening differently as a result of doing this, it feels more readable on average. Even if it is still tricky to weave through. Wow, I don't know how I didn't dodge that. I need to look closer to around the soul. Like, I think I'm not doing having focused vision around the soul enough of the time. I'm doing like big picture peripheral dodging for the most part, but actually relying on that isn't the best for many moments. I knew where I needed to be. I was like hoping and thinking maybe another thing would open up at the last second, but it did not. I don't want to be in a tight space next to big stars because their hitbox is like more inaccurate feeling, or it like expands farther than it looks like it would. Oh my god. Maybe I could bank more on cutting across the bottom, like before the bottom bullets even start going. Or just after they go. I delayed more than usual, I think, there. Yeah, I hold on. Let me actually experiment a bit more about moving to the top right, like, as soon as they explode, and then going around the box. Could this be the most comprehensible way of doing things? There might be a way to make this work, but it is feeling a bit maybe dicey to try and dodge every time, because like some bullets come fast and actually pass in front of me no matter what kind of pattern I try to dodge around in. Nah. Delayed moving down. That was pointed. Yeah, we did point that out before, but it doesn't. It oftentimes isn't possible. But I haven't been trying to do it when it is. Hey, Cub. Attempts might not be real. I almost think I might have to go for like 100 in a row on this one attack. If I can get that, then I should... Wow, yeah, I wasn't looking closely enough. Then I should be good. Probably. Or I should feel confident enough that I could do this in a run 50 times in a row, like I have to. I'm nowhere close to that right now. Okay, I'm just gonna try vibe dodging. If I do it 100 times in a row, that is pretty much proof of concept that I could do 50 in a row first try, because that would be 50 times in a row, 2 times in a row. I like stopped processing for no reason there. Dodging inversely was weird, and I just gave up even though I was totally in the clear if I kept going. Perhaps underrated strat. You know what? Let me try the X holding meme again. Of starting around the middle, a little bit more towards the left, and then doing a wrap around the upper right bullets. And I can let go if I have to move faster. Even make it... Oh. Were you at boss rush? That's where you were last, right? You've cleared stuff? You've cleared all of it? $150 times in a row would be crazy. I would make a title Stars 3 is dead. Well, I might not. But I would just put it Stars 3 X times in a row. Oh, everything before getting to boss rush. Oh shit. It'd be a huge video. I would view it. It would be the first K3 playthrough I ever watched. No, I really hope you feel better soon. But I'm glad you have a project you're excited to work on. I think I held X by accident right there. I'm gonna skip. Pawgriffs. What are crystals? Are those secrets? I've heard secrets before, but I've never heard crystals mentioned that I can remember. Oh, collectibles. Okay. I did not know about the K3 collectibles. I could have so dodged if I just stayed in the corner. I don't know. Today might not be the day. I feel like I'm not good enough at this attack right now. Yeah, the patterns are just working out so sloppy feeling. No matter what I do. Oh, you get golden crystals for like End is Nigh like challenges, like cartridge challenges. Not quite, but that's where my brain went, trying to make some random comparison. It's also like Celeste-ish, like Golden Strawberry, but it's not Deathless. Oh, it does. Oh, interesting. Okay. Vibe dodging, yeah. It's not. It's not working out the best. I should just do whatever. Honestly, the more different things I can do, even if they don't work, is still useful to know. It gives me more cross-situation categorical knowledge that maybe I can apply to the case, or to each case individually. Build the comprehensive understanding of best practices. That was just my bad. I think I like not starting in the full bottom left. Like, even if I'm just barely above the very bottom left, along the left wall, still. It makes it feel like there's more space or something in some way. Like, the bottom can't be totally, like, walled off as a dodging option. I don't know. That's just my bad again. Oh my gosh. I'm just like letting myself get hit, it feels like. And yeah, I shouldn't move as fast as possible into the bullet that's about to come in the opposite direction towards me. Not a good move to make. There might be better places to stall, actually. Once the topmost bullets are locked to aiming in at a spot that I know I won't intersect with, I might just be able to go straight down, like earlier. I don't know if that will overall be better, but that is at least an option to keep in mind. Hanging around the top wall, just in general, longer. Near, like, kind of stalling as soon as possible. Then again, I don't want to rush it to be there as soon as possible. So there's a bit more nuance to it. I shouldn't necessarily have my sights on the right wall, though, I think is the main idea here, perhaps. To let go of any fixations I used to have on this attack. Vibe dodge. Read the aura. Whoa. There's a particularly small bullet that, yeah, just happened to be at a spot. I wasn't looking for it. Back to believing there's no universal rules. Just go for the gaps when I see them. How about that? Yeah. That's the one thought you gotta have. That's all you need. No hesitation. Reinforces habits, sure. I would like to think I naturally wouldn't sink into habits that made me worse permanently. That's never been my experience. Eventually you iron out the understanding. It's like impossible, if you're paying attention, at least to a slight level, not to eventually. I'm no stranger to playing literally the same thing over and over and over again. Brute forcing mastery. I'm not doing amazing right now, but it would be a mistake to let myself feel that discouraged. I don't think I'll ever be able to stop myself from thinking, like, on some level, like, what can I be doing differently to make mistakes happen less. Sure, it's no guarantee I am, like, latching onto most useful ideas. This song is abnormally quiet. I might have forgotten to increase the number one. Well, it doesn't matter anymore, does it? I shouldn't talk while dodging, especially on a street. Yeah, I mean, in other words, it's like you just need to learn the right response for different situations, which requires being able to identify separately what the different situation, like, categories even are, and what the right approach is. I don't know if that can, like, fully be done subconsciously. I'm not sure. I've never thought of it that concretely before, or, like, defined these things in a run so specifically. So I'm not worried that I need to understand it to such a depth. Usually I can just build, when it comes to, like, RNG and pattern reading, I think that just generally improves, like, the more times I attempt and, you know, I'm actually trying to avoid damage. At least that's my hope. Whether or not that's true, it's what I believe in. It seemed to always, I mean, nah, it seemed to always work. I've never reached like a full brick wall in improvement that I can remember. Yeah, it's like you have to react, or maybe rather respond with the appropriate pre-planned action, like choreographed move. All depending on what you're seeing. And yeah, it applies to a deterministic thing in the same way. I definitely understand the feeling, or like remember the feeling a lot more now that you say that. Back when I tried to speedrun the End is Nigh, like remembering the strats and comfortably executing them like chained together. It's easy to lose your footing in transitioning just even to the next screen. Certain like just transitions are jarring. Awkward moves in rapid succession. I'm not going to declare anything. I'm just gonna keep dodging. Okay, that was conscious. I wanted to go between those bullets. That was good. That was bad. I was trying to force a pattern too much. Sometimes you gotta go wider, and sometimes you have to like cut past the corners more. It's all dependent on the bullet size, but I haven't even begun to try and super consciously decide the speed I should go around the box in. per pattern. That was stupid. Like, I 100% knew that was likely. Didn't go under it anyway. Bad. I'm gonna try waiting long again. It might be awkward, but more readable in a way that I can work with, more so, maybe. How would it end up that close anyways? Whew. I'm honestly with you, Endo. And at this point, I'm actually thinking, like, yo, is starting in the middle just, like, the most flexible and actually, like, the best? Even though it's not really the best of any world, I at least am less likely to be trapped. Like, there I could have dodged and reacted and just not been caught out bad. I think starting in the middle might just be the way. I need to see everything coming at way ahead of time, which is very doable. I just need to practice doing that every time. Having no plan and gaining general instinct, as you could put it, or intuition, as I was putting it, I think is my best bet. Just repetition, repetition. but not entirely in like an autopilot way. Like I'm very focused on finding the next gap, the next connection in my path around the box. However, it sticks out to me in the moment. Yeah, I didn't mean to hold X. Just had a random thought. Cannot do anything with right side. Too tightly packed over there. Not a good way. What is this about? I don't even know how to answer. What I'm doing right now is practicing this one attack and probably not doing attempts. I gotta up the consistency. And I feel like I'm not able to achieve long enough streaks to justify attempting. I know I could do it way harder, and I would feel so satisfied and just overall think it would be so cool if anybody did it. And for whatever reason, I greatly want to. But I guess it sort of depends on like how hard it is to achieve a much better consistency on this attack. I think there's definitely greater understandings to be had of it. I could learn how to work with even tighter space. Other like max endurance no hits have been done on pretty much all of the other bosses, except this. Max endurance, like without like modifying to a truly custom value or something for like weaker damage. This is the longest you can make the fight last in trying to progress like the smallest bit per turn. Holding X with this is like that becomes impractical extremely quickly, so like I don't consider that a valid like checkbox for endurance. The chapter 1 stats, I don't know that people like care as a like that is more, or that's the most, let's say, controversial difficulty element. But it isn't like a custom value outside of like what the game gives you. That's the only first phrasing that comes to mind, not the best way to put it. What the? One day maybe Sari, I don't know. It'd be a bit of a silly challenge, definitely not necessary. I mean, many challenges aren't necessary by any means. Yeah, Infinity, if I were to do it, I would make it like the last phase for the most time. I'll have to see Hands 3. I don't even know if I've seen it. Or maybe it's mandatory. I don't remember it. I couldn't... Like, obviously I don't know exactly what it is off the top of my head. Thanks, Pokemon. I see I wasn't paying attention to the reticles. See, like, I wish I could do that every time. The bullet pacing does not work out so kindly every time. I don't think I can force it to with the perfect speed. Like, maybe? But it's not, I couldn't have the same speed be perfect every time. That's the main thing. I don't think I know that game. Is it another, like, bullet dodging game? Might be a safe assumption, but could be wrong. I don't think I've heard that name either. I played a bit of... Really? It's believable I could have done that and, like, still not remembered. Optical illusion, I convinced myself it was moving still. Okay. With utmost caution, forevermore. Don't assume a thing is moving still. That is maybe the most silly mistake I can make. Gotta be patient with myself. I know I can get really good at this. I had the slightest thoughts you might have mentioned it. That I'm sorry to say I'm not fully chat aware. I guess that was a bit ago. Wow, I incremented really early, but I didn't get hit, so... That was a nice handling. And you can show a smile. Gaster smile? I like Gaster being a little obscured. And this is a slightly incomplete scene since I'm only in practice, I have like the challenge rules and the challenge name that would normally fill up the left side invisible right now. Choral Chambers, best song of the millennium. That's what this is called, right? I'm not a LARPer. Okay, thank goodness I remembered. I played Silk Song once. It is good enough for me to have played it a lot more. The Deltarune has captured me a lot. More than I expected. I mean, getting 20-something plus in a row is still decent, but in a real run, that's barely like halfway. Go sort of as wide as I can. Utilize the space I'm given as much as I can per pattern. Sometimes the reading and watching out for snipe bullets is a little tough. But not impossible. I can't make it comfy cozy every time. That could have been dodged for sure. I made it awkward next to those big bullets. I need to learn how to not be weird around big bullets. GG Gaming Cub. Damn. I don't know. Can I become an X-hold guru on this? It seems like it could be possible. I don't know if there's a way forward X-holding on every pattern. Theoretically, probably, but it might be start position dependent. Do I sometimes do better in attempts in practice? I think so. I definitely have like a different perception, at least slightly. My decision making might be a bit different too. When the stakes are higher, you got this, Cub. What was supposed to be a terrible pattern, I like had the perfect solve for that time. Yeah, these fat stars need to get out of here. A lot of slow patterns. I should be nice to the stars. Ooh. You're good. I mean, you're good. You're right, Sari. It is a good thing. That was shit on my part. I need to not rush towards the top, but like, I don't know what's with that. Oh, I do know. I want to stay on the left side as long as I can. And be able to actually get high up in the box and not be forced to like move right too soon. Maybe infinity. Depends how long it takes me to move on from Deltarune. Or if I decide to start juggling games. Ever. How did I get stuck up top there? Didn't need to go down and around. That makes sense. You mentioned a different game. I don't know if I like being on close to the edge anymore. Seems like it limits a ton. If I can just move in one direction long enough, but not too long before I swap directions, and then move for an extended period in that next direction, then I'm safe. clueless. Alright, see you, Infinity.
But that's where I came from. I want so much. Think I sprained my ankle. Too numb to touch. Hit 1,000 miles, but it's close enough. Turning on my Advil. My reactor melts. Geiger count the sine wave. Regen trap. 30-20 my space. This was ghost. Written by machine elves. You tell me to kill myself, you mean see the rap go to hell.
Damn. Shit. Can't break the 30s. Berggren. Somehow white bullets are my worst enemy. Definitely unexpected. Yeah, attempts are just straight not happening this stream, but we'll see if I can even get a 50 streak. Thanks, Siri. That was silly. I was too focused on staying still for as long as possible. Doesn't need to strictly be staying still. Yeah, that's a thought, Atlas. I don't even know if I could dodge this 250 times in a row. Like, ever. Upper limits like that? Like, what level of understanding would I have to have on this to be able to, like, respond appropriately? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like waiting till last second. I don't think it's the best way. What? I committed to something like way ahead of time that like I stopped reacting in the moment and just committed to what I thought of at first, and turns out it wasn't enough time. I mean, every mistake I would consider dumb, but all the mistakes I'm having are like especially super dumb feeling. This attack would be insanely more consistent if the stars were all the same size. Can you imagine? It actually wouldn't even be like too much easier, but the consistency potential would be so much higher. Or it's like, at least if the variance was like the variability of the bullet size was a lot less. That's the thing that makes us the worst. I'm glad it's this hard though. I'll feel very satisfied to have mastered it to the satisfactory level. It's just gonna be tedious and risk feeling stupid for a prolonged period of time while I'm not quote unquote good enough yet. I think one more 20 streak and I'm out. That's all I can ask for, and it's already too late. Actually, after this streak's over, it's about to be 10 o'clock even. Last go for 50. I accidentally pressed 1. Not a moment too soon, though. keep making tight squeezes in the first half of the attack. That's a good thing, but I'd rather avoid that. Oh, I made it to 20. I'm gonna end stream. There is no other attack, unfortunately. Foolish. I mean, there are other attacks, but it's almost been 2.5 hours. And if I'm being realistic, I need to improve at this one. I just need better consistency. And I don't know if I'm gonna move on until I do. But it's gonna take sessions, plural. I'm sure I'll sprinkle in attempts still in the future. But yeah, again, if I'm being practical, my odds are low unless my overall consistency day to day is higher. Other attacks are important, but I think I'm more easily consistent on everything else. I don't know exactly what I got hit by, but I know I was delaying too long. I need to be better about moving sooner and finding a rightward gap early and snatching it. I'm definitely like delaying a bit too long still even. But yeah, I'm gonna have to play this many hours more. Willing to do it, but it's what has to be done for this to be like done 50 times in a row on commands. Anyways. Okay. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time I stream. I'll try to do so more often. I might just, if I'm gonna practice this, I might not really stream. We'll see. I didn't mind it this time. But yeah, anyways. Have a good one, everybody. See you.